Hey guys, what's going on? Just want to do a quick video today, and I want to talk to you about 3 deadly knee pain mistakes. These are 3 very commonly made mistakes. It's common in physical rehabilitation. It's common for pain and injury sufferers to make these mistakes. And I call them deadly not because they're going to physically kill you and wipe you off the face of the earth if you do them, but these 3 mistakes will actually kill your chances to get back to doing the activities that you enjoy doing. So whether that's training hard, working out in the gym, lifting weights, running, playing recreational sports, whatever it is, those physical activities, there's 3 mistakes here that most people make when they try to recover from knee pain, and it really will kill your chances of getting back to doing the things you love to do. So number one, the first thing is it's strengthening the muscles around the knee. Now, if you're dealing with knee pain, if you've been struggling with it long enough, you've probably either read something about this, heard something about it. If you've gone through physical rehabilitation, that's what the focus is on. So, wherever you have pain, that's where they treat it, right? And that's what we're taught, is that especially like with knee pain, you strengthen the muscles around the knee. And it makes sense, right? Logically, it kind of makes sense. If I strengthen the muscles around my knee, that should make the knee stronger and more stable. But there's a big problem with that. And, and what it is that in most cases, if you're dealing with nagging knee pain, the chronic pain that flares up from time to time, or it's constantly there, it nags at you after you work out or after you run, things like that, right? I'm not talking about an injury where, you were playing football and got rolled up on, right? Or, something hit you and you blew your ACL. It's not a contact injury. It's the nagging stuff, right? The chronic kind of pain that you deal with. So what happens in this case is that the knee, in this case, is not the problem. And this is the biggest mistake, because we tend to isolate things. If I have pain in my knee, then I tend to think that the knee needs to be fixed. What we fail to look at a lot of times, because we're not taught this, is that the knee really, it's kind of like a warning sign. It's a symptom that something is wrong somewhere in the body. So here's the thing. You could fix the knee all you want. You can strengthen the muscles around the knee. You could try stretches and foam rolling and everything to improve the knee. But here's the thing. A lot of times, knee pain can actually be caused by problems at the ankle, the foot, the hip, right? These are other areas that when there's some kind of imbalances going on in either of those areas, the knee takes on a lot of the stress, because the knee has to compensate for what the ankle or the hip are not doing, right? So it would be a big mistake just to think that if we strengthen the muscles around the knee, that's going to fix the problem, because if you don't correct what's driving the problem, you're going to continue to have pain. And this is why most people fail when they go through rehabilitation and strengthening exercise and all that. They fail to really get long-term relief from knee pain. So that's the first thing. The second thing has to do with avoiding movements. Okay, so we're kind of led to believe that we need to avoid certain movements. So for example, squatting down, kneeling, bending, sometimes twisting. These are things that we're constantly being told we need to avoid them, because again, it makes sense logically. If I squat down, every time I squat down, my knee hurts. I'm not going to want to squat down. We don't want to do the things that cause pain, or they make our pain worse, right? It makes sense. But again, the problem with this is that avoiding movements is not going to fix the problem, right? Avoiding doesn't fix the problem. It will not resolve the problem. So you're always going to be susceptible to pain and injuries every time you have to squat down or kneel down or bend. And let's face it, life happens at life speed, right? You can't possibly guard against every single movement that you do. One, because you can't. Two, because these are movements that we have to be able to do. They're a part of normal, movement of the human body. Our bodies have to squat. Think about how many times you have to sit down in a chair and stand up, getting in and out of bed. getting in and out of your car. I mean, you have to pick things up sometimes. We have to be able to do things like squatting. Sometimes we have to kind of kneel down. There's a lot of single leg type stuff we have to do. Walking, getting up and down stairs. Again, in and out of a car. So we can't just avoid this kind of stuff. Now, here's the thing though. What we have to understand is that it's not the movements that are causing the problem. It's not the exercise. A squat isn't bad for your knees. Even if you feel knee pain, it's not the squat itself that's causing it. It's not lunging. It's not running. That's not causing pain. It's the execution that's causing it. There's something that's throwing the movement off. We compensate, right? Especially if you have pain. It changes the way you move. So you don't have like normal, optimum movement patterns. It changes everything. You have different muscles that start picking up slack and compensating for weaker muscles, or muscles that are just not doing their job. So, we don't want to like avoid everything. What we want to do is learn how to properly perform the movements that are necessary to participate and live life. We have to be able to live these lives, and there's certain movements we really do need to perform. So we have to really understand how to teach ourselves to perform these movements safely and effectively. Once we could do that, that's the key to getting rid of pain. But avoiding certain movements will never get rid of the problem. You will always be susceptible to it. You will never be able to really enjoy and live life and be in the moment, because you'll always be on guard trying to, worrying about which way you're moving, and I can't do this and I can't do that, right? And it's no way to live. So teach yourself how to properly perform the movements safely and effectively. And then finally, the third thing is just performing exercises, just like standalone, like we're just performing exercises, but we're doing it without properly setting it up. So every exercise that you perform has to be set up from the beginning through the middle to the end. There's a setup sequence, and I use a 3-part sequence in there, and it has to do with number 1 is stacking, right? And that means that you have to really set your body up. You have to line everything up before you even begin. If you don't begin in the right position, you're not going to perform in the right position. You're not going to end in the right position. If you're all out of position, you're in the wrong positions, that's where you increase stress to the muscles, joints, tendons, and ligaments, and injuries and pain happen all the time. Then we mistakenly think it's the exercise that's bad when we didn't set the movement up right. So we have to stack the body from top to bottom. The head, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, and the feet have to be stacked up properly. That's the first part. The second part then is linking. It's what I call linking the body. And it means that, if we're doing an exercise, if I'm doing a lower body exercise like a lunge, it's not just a lower body exercise. It's not just for my quads or my glutes or my hamstrings. It is a total body exercise. At least it should be. And what we have to do is understand how to link the entire body into the movement. We have muscles that stabilize joints and segments of our body while we move. They need to be doing that, because if we don't have the right stability in there or the right amount of it, then when we lose that, that's where pain and injuries start to happen. You have unstable joints and unstable structures of the body, and that's where problems happen. So we want to stack the body, we want to link the body, and then the final is sequencing. And sequencing has to do with the timing and the coordination and the balance and the awareness of the movement that you're performing, right? All of that has to happen in a particular pattern, right? Movements are pattern specific. There's timing and coordination and balance issues, and we have to be on the money with that stuff. So it's not just a matter of, I'm just going to go do, this exercise to strengthen my knee. Well, you're not going to get the best benefit. And if you just go into it with that mindset, a lot of times the exercises that you're doing to try to get better and fix your pain are the very exercises that will make your pain worse. Not because they're bad, but because you're missing the three strategies in there to set up and perform an exercise, right? So that is it. Those are the 3 deadly and most common knee pain mistakes. So, take what you can from this, apply what I've talked about in here, and I'm telling you, if you apply these things, you'll notice a very, very big difference in how you move, how you feel, how you perform. We want to perform better, we got to be moving better. In order to move better, we got to get these bodies of ours to feel better. You're not meant to live with pain. It's not something that's just caused by age. It's not something you're stuck with for the rest of your life. There are things that can be done to, whether you eliminate it, maybe you won't fully eliminate it, maybe you will, but you can significantly reduce it and get yourself back to doing the activities that you enjoy doing, all right? Never give up on yourself. There's always a way out of this kind of stuff. There's always something you can do. You just have to empower yourself with the knowledge and the skills and apply those to get yourself back to where you want to be. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. In the meantime, take care, and I'll be talking to you soon.